Ohio, welcome to Samurai Breakfast number 88. I am Yoshi Arima, and today we're talking about, have you ever timelined out your life? And what I mean by that is actually put out the decades of your life, and in this example, like your teens, and you can start putting out highlights, because what I'm finding, most of us are always searching for the next thing, the next course, the next breakthrough that we're going to have. And some of the magic is actually in things that we've experienced already. And we can put ourselves down because we don't remember these all the time. They're kind of in the past, and they just get mixed in with the fog of memory. But if we look at the highlights and start thinking, okay, in my teens, yes, this happened when I was 11, and that was a neat breakthrough for me. It was high school, it was a bit tough, so exams are tough and stuff. You can just keep on adding different elements, highs and lows, during that decade, and then you end up having this little chart here that is able to, at a glance, show you how your life was in that decade. And remember some things, like highlights especially, that you broke through. Whereas you may be searching for that new book, for that new breakthrough, but in some ways there are messages of how you broke through when you were younger. So you can do this for different decades. Your 20s will have different types of graphs, depending on, because that's when your career is starting to flow into motion. And then your 30s, you're starting to question things because you've been in your career for a while. And you end up having these little snapshots of your life. And they just are at a glance views of your life, the highs and the lows. Now in this form, you could say, well, this looks like one of those boring financial presentations. The highs and lows and the forecasts, and the shareholders want this much money or whatever. So I want to add a new twist to this timeline. So this is all the points that you pointed out. Can you imagine if this was soil under the ground, and then above the median line was sky? So in the low times, as dark as they were sometimes, you still got through them because you had desires when you were feeling so sad or so lost that you wanted to feel, oh, I know direction, or I have a step that I can take. And you were planting seeds back that time. So I see those times as when you're really planting deep seeds. And when you plant seeds, you get roots. Those roots eventually become flourishing plants above the ground. So things in your past keep catapulting you to new areas in your life. Well, I tried that job and I want a better job. So now you have this new rocket of desire that says, I'd love to have this type of job with this type of experience to be gained, etc. And then as you look at your snapshots now, you can see them as these gardens, and they're snapshots of the gardens of your life. The first one I have there is with the quotes on there. The other one's just as a symbol of representation of the plants. But now when you look at the garden of your decades, you can look at your life in a new perspective if you haven't done this before. And it can trigger some things that will make you say, you know what, I'm not as behind as I thought I might have been, or I forgot about those highlights that actually are really good things that I've done in my life. And you pat yourself on the back for that, in terms of having pushed through, having gone after that and attained those. Some of the dark times, you can look at them and how they propelled you into the light after being in that darkness for a while. And just in summary, when you look at one single event and you see it as the roots and the plants that have come from it, what is watering this root? What is watering this seed? I believe that it's life experience that actually adds the water to the times of your life, so that you can keep growing and expanding into the next level of your life. We're always growing, we're always moving forward. And maybe this stirred some things up for you to think about, that, you know what, there are things in my past that I can be proud of, and I don't have to keep going after the next book, the next 10 success steps in order for me to remember. I have all the answers within me. And just move on from here, looking at that. Of course, all these books can add beautiful new takes to how you can look at it. But there's lots of answers in things that you've already done, and you may have forgotten them because we don't remember the timelines and look at them every single day. So have a go at that. Let me know how it works out, and I will leave you with that. Thank you for tuning in as always. And until next week, create an awesome week, and I will see you next week. Joy, light, and love. Namaste.